I've worked with thousands of men in my private practice and in my consultations, and men fall in love with strippers, men fall in love with prostitutes, men fall in love with women with personality disorders every single day. Why is that? Is it because these women love them so much? Is it because they're kind? Is it because they're supportive or virtuous? No, it's because they fuck these men to the point where their brains start to melt. Okay? And when a man has brain melting, face skewing, life altering sex, it's like a drug. And it's like all that that guy can think about. And that guy isn't going to just hit and quit a woman who does the freaky nasty shit for him because he knows he can't get that on any street corner.
Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. We have a psychologist's thoughts on love and marriage on the Soft White Underbelly channel by Dr. Orion Taraban. So we're going to react to this one. I think it's going to be a very good one. And stay tuned and enjoy what we have here today.
I think the question all men want to know, it's a very basic one, is what do women want? It's a very heavy one. There's a lot to it, right?
There is a lot to that. That was the greatest mystery to Freud and the fathers of psychology. The true and unsatisfying answer is women want what they want. And the secondary to that is women want what other women want. Often women want what other women want more than they want what's best for themselves. This has to do with the fact that both men and women are playing two different games simultaneously. Both sexes are playing their own intrasexual status games, and they're also playing intersexual power games. And it's very difficult for a man to win both of those games or a woman to win both of those games simultaneously. For instance, a man could potentially simp powerfully for a woman and be at her beck and call and yes dear, sweetheart, and buy her flowers and roses, and that might work in the short term to attract a woman into a relationship. But that man isn't going to be elevated in status within his own intrasexual hierarchy. So other men aren't really going to look at that behavior admiringly, and that's going to be potentially a liability for that person.
I really understand what he's saying, and it has even come to light for me personally, where I see this case as what he just said now being true, but the fact that you might be thinking that the best way to actually be, in favor with this person is by doing what they want you to do, or trying to look to please them all the time. But maybe that approach is probably not the best thing. This person is supposed to look up to you, and you're supposed to have a different approach on how you are going to make that person attracted to you. So rather than doing things for the person all the time and making yourself basically a tool to be used, to make this person happy, a better approach would be probably to improve yourself, improve your own value, so that this person would look up to you, would want to be with you. It's like a shiny object. Make yourself kind of like a shiny object. If I'm putting it into like basic terms, people want that shiny object. People want that good thing, It's going to be beneficial for you to do things for people, because he said that in the beginning as well, that women want what women want. But if you do not know how to actually elevate yourself, it could be a very huge problem in a way that they might not want you anymore because you are not someone that is meant to be wanted. You have not put yourself in a position to be wanted. So let's just hear more about what he's about to say.
By the same token, a lot of modern women are in this trap where some of the behavior that might work to get them the kind of relationship they want from the men they want to have that relationship with is frowned upon by their fellow woman. It's basically the equivalent of simping in men. And the equivalent of simping in men for women is anything that has to do with, let's say, traditional reactionary feminine behavior. That I am going to be submissive for a man, that I am going to wait for him. That's how it used to be, where a woman, I mean, what was that in the Odyssey, where Penelope waited for 20 years for Odysseus to come home, and all of the suitors of Greece had taken over her house, and she still refused to believe that Odysseus was dead? I mean, that's a model for feminine loyalty that, I mean, it's a myth, but it's something that you don't see so often anymore. The idea that I'm going to serve a man or make his life easier or do any kind of domestic help, all of these things would be seen as almost a betrayal of her gender at this point. And so even though those behaviors might instrumentally help her get the kind of relationship she wants with the man she wants to have that relationship with, it would come at the cost of, let's say, the respect of the women that she's competing against in her own intersexual status games. So this is kind of how we get into our own ways these days.
Orion, you have a YouTube channel called Psych Hacks, which is, I believe, is going to be it's going to be the hottest YouTube channel in the world. I think it's just the most fascinating thing I've ever seen on YouTube. One of your talks is on how is it titled? A woman can get any man she wants.
How to get any man you want. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's geared towards women. It's
And there are three steps to that, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that.
Sure. First of all, I'll go a little bit more what I say in those 3 videos because this is important. There are 2 general approaches to dating, and I call them hunting and fishing. Hunting is where you can target a very specific person for a potential relationship and, pursue that one person. Fishing is more or less you cast a wide net and you develop optionality and you choose the best option that also has already chosen you. And I think it's actually in most women's best interests to hunt. Women can hunt in the dating market much better than men can. This is due to the fact that there is an enormous asymmetry between men and women's openness to a sexual relationship. I'm going to take a little bit detour. I'm going to get back to your question.
Yeah, very, very true. Most times, women are always afraid of hunting. Women are very scared of rejection. Men are scared of